It's saying we're live, Taylor.
Now, I won't be able to share it on Facebook while I'm driving because I'm not that daredevil.
That's fine.
But I can once I get home. And we're good to go. Let me see how to. All right, you guys are good to go. So we'll just, if you guys want to chat for a second about what an aura clearing is, let's talk about those, and then I can start reading you guys the questions.
So I'll touch on that. So, you know, really one way to think of auras is the energy that's around each person on this plane. Keep in mind that auras change color depending on what you have going on in that moment, whether you're nervous, excited, upset, happy, you know, etc. So they do change in color. One color typically stays with you, but again, it's the energy field that radiates around your body, also known as an electromagnetic field. And each one has color. There are 7 layers. There's actually more than 7, but 7 basics. And each one corresponds to chakras and to your overall health, well-being, you know, mental, physical, emotional health, etc. So we can quickly run through those layers, clear anything that we see, and then just get some really quick feedback that that whoever we've cleared, just that they are feeling better. So I know, Liz, if you want to add something to that, but that's, just keep it really, really simple.
Nope, you've covered all the bases.
Yeah,
So
I know nobody can see me because I'm driving, but we are doing our live circle, and then for those that are unaware, we are giving free, aura clearings. So in the comment section, if you let us know that you want an aura clearing, we'll tell you that you're up next, and we'll have you sit down and relax or lay down and relax. Sylvia or Tara will go in and do their thing, and then we'll just ask you once we're done for some confirmation of yes, you're feeling better, you know, any of that. We won't go into detail of all of the things that happened, but we can do that one-on-one outside of this. So yeah,
I think that's very nice. Thank you, Taylor.
Okay, so we do have our first person, that is Kayla S. Kayla S says, hi all, it's been a rough go recently. I would love any messages, please, and thank you.
So I'll go first. Kayla, yeah. Sorry that I think it's been a bit difficult for you. My love and blessings to you and your family and your children. So I think what you need to know, what you need to remember, dear, is that you're so very strong, emotionally, spiritually, physically, although quite often you don't feel that way, but you are. And you need to know that, so I still need you off the fence, dear, on on a big decision that you have to make, and you know it is personal. So you're going to have to get off the fence on that when you can do, when you're comfortable, when you're clear on what the next steps are. And I think that you probably already have that information. So at some point you're going to have to execute on those. So let me just start right there. Now, so your question then, the second piece of that, please, dear, for message is understand that, you know, remember the mantra, one door closes, the next one opens. So we need to make a decision in the next piece or the next step. Will become obvious for you, dear. But what I want you to know is this, that at the end of it all, everything will be fine. So you need to know that everything will be fine. And that includes some health issues that you've had, dear. We've done some healing on you. I know where to find you. And everything will be fine. And don't question. Remember, I know we've had some moments together, and I've told you don't color the information that you get, that you receive from your guides, which you have many. Sweet reminder, please don't color that information, and don't question it, because you're very smart, very intelligent, and you begin to build these bridges and question things, and then you build another bridge, and you question that, and then the next step, and the next step, and the next step. But just remember the very basic premise, dear, that you need to get on with things, and you need to get on with things. And but I do want you to know that you've got all the love and support that you need to make things happen, and for them to be right and to be well. So you need to know that. Also, I think it's important. The other thing that's important to you, of course, is that your babies are well, and they are. I'm hearing that. Well, one of your guides' name is Henry, but you knew that. I'm hearing that there's some possibly a little bit of pushback or indifference with someone in your family that's close to you. So again, I think you need to put that in arm's distance and come and fall back into yourself, dear, and think about what's right for you, because you matter the most first, because then you will be moving forward, executing all these other pieces. But you have to know that everything will be fine. You'll never fall, dear. That won't happen. So that's that piece, and I know we know what we're talking about, so I'm going to skip past that one, and then I'm going to move on. You've got your beautiful pink aura on you tonight, your bubble gum. I always refer to it as your bubble gum. You've got your bubble gum on, which I always love. That's quite lovely, which tells me that you're doing okay. I mean, I understand it's been a bit difficult, but it looks very nice. It's not dull, and it's fine. I'm also hearing from your guide that you're interested in a job change, that some part of decision one impacts that piece, a possible job change in your location of where you're working from right now. Don't worry about that, because I know where you're working from right now. And if you decide to make a shift, you'll still be able to work. It'll still be convenient for you. Let me put it that way. is to be convenient for you and the children and everyone else. So and that doesn't include leaving the state. Yeah. So you need to plan on staying here, at least right now. I mean, everything will be fine. Yeah, you've got lots of love, lots of support, and we're all with you. So, and we're out there to help you find your truths and to move forward. Yeah. And then also, I just have one more piece, and then I'll sort off. So I think Liz has them on it. You have a friend that I'll just say this nicely, make sure that you tune into your own needs. The decisions and some of the things that you need to do and you need to make can't be done by committee. They can't. So it's fine if you take input, because everybody has opinions, right? And so many. But just make sure that you take a step back and think about what's best for you. And the friend is still a good friend, but and looking out for your best interest, but they're not understanding, they don't know, the backdrop of everything. So you're getting a lot of feedback that in input from others that you don't really necessarily need. So this is not something that you can do by committee. And actually that's how you are anyway with the decisions and big decisions that you've made in your life. So which you've always done so well with, because ultimately it's yours and you own it and you know that. And you never go wrong. You just never do. So your guys won't let you. I won't let you. What happened? Yeah. So bless you. Just know that we all love you and we're with you, dear. And give my love to your mum and dad for me. With that, I'll sort off. I know I've gone on. I'm sure Liz probably has something. So just love you, dear.
The first thing I heard was new energy, and I saw the pink around you, and this time I saw also a shade of purple around the pink. I saw the number 3, which is a beautiful angel number. And then I pulled you a card out of my Oracle of Angels cards, and I drew energy. And looking at this, look at all the downloads of new energy just pouring through you.
She's got a lot of angels with it, doesn't she, Liz? This is how angels are. Well,
Yes.
Lots of angels. There's 3s are. The 3s are ascended masters. You know that. So that's lovely.
Because you are on the road to growth and expansion. The path is unfolding with perfect timing.
I hope that helps
Sometimes
you.
the path is kind of bumpy, but it's worth it.
And
All right.
don't forget about forgiveness.
All right. Hello, Justin. Welcome.
Hi there.
Hi, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Okay, so before we go on to the next person, Charbra is with us, and I'm going to ask her for an update on our last life circle when we were helping you find your keys and your books and your wallets. And I know you found the books, but then you needed to go somewhere else to find the keys and the wallet. So will you type in if you guys found them and what the update is on that one? Also, for anybody that has recently joined, tonight we are doing aura clearings as well. So if you want one, go ahead and comment in the comment box. And one of our mediums and their spirit guides will go and do an aura cleaning on you while we continue doing readings on everybody else. We just will then ask you for confirmation at the end once it's all done. All right, so next up on the list is Steve R. He said, hello all, open to any messages. Feeling especially grateful today, so wanted to say thank you all for these circles. We always look forward to them. So any messages for Steve R?
I'll start, and I know that others have messages as well. So hello, Steve R. Lovely to see you here with us this evening. Hello to the family. I think I'm going to stick to auras. I know the other folks have got messages for you, but I'm glad that you've had a really good day. It's felt throughout the family and everyone. Remember that the frequencies and the energy that you put out impacts everyone. So I just wanted to give you just a gentle reminder. So it's lovely that you're having such a lovely day. Your aura's your lovely green. So remember, you're one of my hot hands. You're one of my healers. It looks quite lovely. You've done a lot of, we've accomplished a lot of things from last time we spoke. You've closed down some things that needed to be closed down. You've marked some things off the list. So congratulations. Give yourself a big pound of that for that. That certainly has helped because you don't like things outstanding, you know. But remember that you're always going to have a list. You're always going to have actions and things you have to do. But you've closed down a lot of things. I think it's very good. You've made some decisions on things that you need to. I think it's very good. You've got involved in other activities and other things that you know, just make you radiate and then make everyone else radiate as well, and feel good. So and then finally, and then I'll start off. I just want to say that just thank you for being the strong man that you are. That's very much appreciated, yeah. So love to you and the family. With that, I'll hand it over. Bless you, dear.
Steve, I saw number 5, which is abundance. I saw praying hands. And then I saw a lighthouse. And then I heard, you are a beacon in the dark.
Perfect. So the first thing I heard when channeling for Steve, the word genius popped into my head. When they showed me that, the message behind that was the genius in you is now released. You now fulfill your destiny. That means that you have access to the infinite intelligence that's within you. Allow yourself to follow the path that is laying out for you. The biggest thing they want me to remind you of is you are doing really great right now. You're feeling really good. So remember this frequency that you're in right now. At any moment that frequency changes, remember how to pull yourself back into this frequency. This is the frequency of creation. So whenever you have the frequency of creation working for you, you're basically walking with the divine in there, unfolding the path for you. So you don't have to compensate with effort to make things happen for you. So your guides are actually very excited for you at this moment. They do ask that you just kind of remember how you feel and what it feels like to be in this frequency of love, happy, and abundance. So keep that with you. I hope that helps. Perfect.
Steve, I pulled you an angel card and I got releasing. And that kind of seems like a little bit of what you're doing.
So perfect. It looks like our MC is having some difficulties at the moment. I'm looking at YouTube now, so I'm going to go on to the next question. I have Alyssa R. says, hope you all are doing good. I could really use some clearing, please. So if anybody would like to do some clearing for her, go ahead and connect to Alyssa and take your guide there and do a cleansing for her. That'll get all that stuff cleared up.
Okay, I'll go take care of that right now, dear.
Okay, perfect. So Alyssa, we just simply ask for your feedback at the end, just if you feel a difference or if anything kind of clears up for you.
Listen, yeah, I just want you to do one thing, please. If you can just sit down for just a moment, I know that's a laugh. I know I hear you laughing. Or lean against the counter for me. Won't ask you to lay down because I know you can't. But even just lean against the counter for me and just to steady yourself, okay? And I'm coming in right now. Yeah, when my energy will be very familiar to you. You'll feel just a little tingling in your back on that sleep. Okay.
Awesome, awesome. So we'll let Sylvia go ahead and take care of that for us. In the meantime, we'll move on to our next question, and Liz and I will start working on that. Next, we have Sharbra. Hey, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Do you have any messages for me? Cool Runnings also says hello and would like to know if there are any messages for him, numbers, or does he just need a clearing? So let's see what we can pick up for you, Sharbra, and then we'll also check on Cool Runnings. So I'm going to be silent for a second, do some channeling.
I'm seeing some really pretty pink flowers. And I pulled you a card, and it's inner peace. And this is about knowing that everything around you is love. And that was put to me by someone that this represents that the universe has your back.
Awesome. So Sharbra, the first thing I picked up for you, actually a song played in my head when I was trying to channel for you. I've Got the Power. That song came on. And it's still kind of playing in the back of my head right now. And that is just to remember that you will the power to change or create all the things that you are experiencing at this moment. To simply remind you to take a few minutes to surrender to your current circumstances. And when we say that, that actually means to just take time to stop and look at where you're at with everything that's happening with you at this very moment. When you stop and look, this is actually great because now you can see where you can make corrections or where you can change. So whenever you're doing this, take the time to realize where you're at and decide on where you want to go. The moment that you decide on where you want to go, simply invite your spirit guides or the universe to help you unfold those things, and you will be going full steam ahead. So I'm gonna tap into Cool Runnings real quick and see if there's anything going on there. So first message I got for Cool Runnings is, why so serious? Why are you so serious? You're allowing things to get to you that should. whenever this is happening, a lot of times we're just in what we call an intense state. And then on top of that, you have all of the astrological things that are going on, the eclipse and other things like that that do affect it. So basically what they're saying is just kind of sit back and relax a little bit. And yes, you do need a clearing. We have a block that's in the back of the throat chakra that is going up the kind of out the back portion of your neck. So we're going to be sending out some healing energy to you to go ahead and clear that out for you.
It's funny. You heard her. I can never pronounce her name right.
Charbra.
Charbra. I pulled when you said you were hearing, I've got the power.
Uh-huh.
Power. So that piggybacks off your song. For Cool Running, I pulled higher consciousness. That your higher consciousness is being activated.
That's awesome.
I like when that goes together like that.
Me too.
Especially when the card flies out.
Okay, so I'm back. Just something new in you when I should speak. So, Alyssa, I just went to everybody in your house, yeah. I just saw 5 of you. I thought, why not? Because I know you pretty well. So, your order a beautiful orange, which it usually is. You tend to go between sort of the oranges and the greens. There were a couple of things that I did clear out. You just very quickly, you have you're in anticipation of something that is going to happen here in the next day or so, visitor, and you're having a visitor. So don't worry about that. It'll be fine. So I've taken that away. I've cleared that. There was some concern around that. So I've cleared that. Don't worry about that. Everything will be fine. It won't be a problem. So don't worry about that. Aside from that, cut some strings and some things looks lovely. So then on to Shiva, so I took care of yours as well, dear. And then the children, I did want to comment on the youngest just very quickly. So I've not really gone into her and looked a whole lot. And that's the youngest, the pitter patter of the feet. She's a magenta. Her aura is a magenta, which we love. We love, we love everybody, but the magentas you probably remember are very, very, very special. They're what we refer to as our true originals. Okay. And that's actually true with a lot of the children have magenta. I mean, Taylor's daughter, it is as well. There's quite a few of them. Remember that magenta is really a combination of the red and the blue frequencies. So technically they're right in between the two on the color spectrum, but just a couple of very fast things about them. They're ideally suited for creative work. That's with the magenta auras. And they're very high energy. They're naturally creative. They are not fond of any other methods other than their own. So the copycat method with them will never work. And breathe. They sometimes can come across even a bit eccentric, but the magentas do, but they're not. They're just highly intelligent and very intuitive. They're fast, quick, intelligent. They do not have a humdrum existence, and that's not what they're here for. They're here for something much, much, much greater than that. They really enjoy shaking others uh, from, well, I'll almost use the word shock, I guess, but they like to shake others from the humdrum and even surprise them out of the ordinary because it's quite boring to them. So they're very, very, very unique, very optimistic. And they prefer to live their life on this plane with a beautiful and wonderful sense of humor, which can only be a good thing. So very innovative. Again, you know, they stretch everything, but that's good. So anyway, I've not really gone into her, but I did, and I thought you might be interested in that. So and everyone else looks lovely. I did some cleanings on everyone, even the dogs. I did the dogs too. And everybody looks good. So as Justin said, if you could just give us a thumbs up, please, just chat in that you feel okay, that you're feeling better. You should be more energized now. I ran energy through you and through Steve as well. And everything looks good now.
Alyssa, I saw number 4s around you, which is let truth be your teacher and trust in what you feel.
So if you could just try and let me know how you're feeling better. I've left now. So but Alyssa and Steve, you're both good. Just give me a thumbs up. You're feeling better, please.
Perfect. I just went over to Cool Runnings. I did some healing work there. I cleared out the throat chakra and energized your meridian system as well. Shabra, if you and Cool Runnings can give us a little confirmation on that. Let me know that he felt that and he's feeling good. In the meantime, we will move on to our next question. So this one is from V. Frazier. Hi guys, could I have a reading please and thank you. So if you guys have any messages for V. Frazier, let's go ahead and channel those and send those out to her.
I just have two really quick things I got right away. That is father's good and mother says hello. Those two messages came to right away. Yeah.
So the first thing I got for V. Frazier was an image of a heart. And this heart has these 3 little strings that are attached that are hanging down below. So I'm asking your guys what this means. And it says someone is pulling at the strings of your heart, just in general. Be aware of that, of what's going on and what's happening just in general. It's not that you have to take action, that you have to engage in any of this stuff, just in general. Just understand that when someone is trying to communicate with you, they start with your heartstrings, whoever that person is at this moment.
I had an angel card fly out of the deck and it says opportunity. And it's become aware of opportunities you have even in this very moment. Life abounds with endless possibilities. Sometimes all it takes to open them by staying focused on the present. Time spent regretting the past or worrying about the future only keeps you from seizing the opportunity as they open up to you right
now. V. Frazier, you have a beautiful red aura around you there, which is, you sort of toggle between the red and the greens, and I've even seen you with some oranges, but your red root chakra, as you know, it's quite beautiful, which makes you quite fearless the red is quite fearless. For those fearless individuals on this plane, which fits well with you, dear. So it's beautiful. I'm glad you're here.
Excellent. Steve R has a follow-up question. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way real quick. He's saying he certainly feels the frequency. And he wants to know if it would help if he could have a spirit animal or power animal to help him bring this frequency back whenever he's feeling off. So let me see what your guides say about that. So the first animal that kind of showed up for me in general, it looks like an eagle. I'm going to say an eagle because it's really big. I don't know if that's an eagle or a hawk, but I'm going to say it looks like an eagle. You can use the eagle. Is it eagle?
Eagle.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, you can call on the eagle to help you at any moment they're showing me how he soars above the entire scenario and situation and sees everything from a bird's eye view. And it allows him to act appropriately to the coming changes, or even to go in and, I don't want to say that, and capture his prey as an eagle. But for you, this would be for watching for when you need to take the next step, or when any surprises are coming. You'll want that bird's eye view to kind of look at that. The eagle itself is a very powerful spirit guide or power animal, just depending on how you look at animals just in general. I would simply say when an animal presents itself to you or simply says, hey, I can help you, what they're asking you to do is to look at their gifts and qualities and adapt those. And the eagle has the gift of sight, the ability to fly above the scenario and look down upon his situation and act accordingly based on what's going to happen. And he's not inside the scene, he's watching it from the outside until he's ready to come in and begin his work. I hope that helps for you, Steve.
That's very lovely.
Awesome, awesome. So I have the next question is from Jay Patel. Hello, can I receive a message as well? So we're going to channel. So we have any messages come up for Jay Patel?
I'll jump out very quickly. Your around you is also red, which is wonderful. Again, it's the same color as the root chakra, which relates to your connection with physical body and the tangible world that you have around you. Again, the red aura is always found with fearless individuals who have a natural understanding of their physical reality, and they enjoy manifesting. So you've done some manifesting and working in that area. Very passionate individuals, very unapologetic. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, about experiencing dynamic and the great things in life. And that's wonderful. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You enjoy abundant adventures and doing things like that. Very driven in life. Tend to enjoy, the reds tend to enjoy the adrenaline, if you will, inducing activities. So you're involved and engaged in those types of things. Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. And yours is, it's not murky or dark, it's quite beautiful. It's quite pretty. I did just have one quick message, and then I'll start off. But that you have some, you have a piece of anger or some frustration that you're holding on to, dear, and you need to go ahead and let that go. it's just one of those times where enough is enough, and you just need to let that go so that you can heal and move on. You also tend to overwork yourself, so you need to put yourself a check on that, dear. Okay, I hope that helps you. And Dasha, I'm glad you're here.
The first thing that I got for Jay Patel was stability, which goes along with the red aura that's surrounding you. What I picked up, though, is in the area of stability in your life, you have a lot of worry or concerns about personal affairs. Your guides tell me that you are aware of manifesting, and they want you to be aware that manifesting can help with the issues that you are currently dealing with inside of your life. To help you get through everything, you have to be able to see a way out of it. If you feel stuck for some reason and you can't get out of it, you have to understand that your energy is playing a part in the results that you are experiencing. So take the time to look at whatever this concern is with discerning eyes, to stop and just look at it and see where things are just in general, okay? And this is a portion of that whole surrender thing where you surrender to the current circumstances. Until you stop and surrender to what is happening, you're not going to be able to make the changes. We want you to do this through manifestation, because this will make it so much easier. If you try to take this on with effort, this is just kind of like using brute force for something that can be easily moved with kind words. So take the time to kind of look that over for a minute and then decide on what is the result that you want from this, just in general. What would make you feel better? And then begin to manifest that for your absolute highest good. I hope that helps.
I saw some beautiful energy around you. I saw a beautiful angel around you. And I also kept seeing stairs, and that you're climbing up them. You're climbing up on this journey that you're taking. And maybe the path will level out, but right now you're climbing.
Awesome. We're glad that you're here today. Okay, so we'll move on to our next question. The next question comes from Cindy Thompson. Hello, I appreciate an aura cleansing. So Cindy just wants someone to come over and work on her and go ahead and clear out her energy field. If someone has time to go over and do that, please.
I'm on the way, dear. I think you know my energy. I'm on the way. So will you just sit down for me, dear? Please, and just take a breath for me, or even lay down if you want to, but at least sit down for me. And I think you know my energy. Just the back is me. So I'm on my way right now. Just take some rest for me. Thank you.
Okay, so while she's working there on Cindy, we'll move on to the next question. I have Susan Folker. Any messages coming through for me? And then tag your Ed Taylor.
I was waiting for that. I was ready to jump in whenever, but I was going to let you run with it as long as you wanted.
See that big smile when he saw you?
Yes, she made it home. She can take over.
All right.
You did a very fine job, Justin.
Thank you.
I was trying really hard while I was driving. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, can you guys hear me? And then nothing came back. And I was like, oh, I lost him.
So for Susan Folker, the first messages that keep popping up for me is the word courage and courageous. When they talk about courage and courageous, that means that when we talk about courage, the definition of courage for us is basically, it is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to act in spite of the fear. And so they're asking that you take courage into your, they're saying your new life or your new paradigm that's unfolding for you. To go into it with happy and, say that again, with happy thoughts and manifesting your way through it. Everything that you would like to become and work on is right there at your fingertips and at the tip of your tongue. They're asking that you begin to manifest even your evolution that you are currently experiencing at this moment. All the different ideas and everything that you've kind of came up with will begin to come to fruition. Make sure that you write these things down and send the appropriate energy to it so it can begin to manifest onto your timeline or what you're currently experiencing.
I saw a sunflower, which is creation. And I know 7 is your number, but I saw 8. And it's a cycle or a pattern is being repeated so that you understand the lesson. And it says, take time to reflect.
Right. Okay, next up. Hold on. Sorry. I'm still catching up. All right. I'm gonna skip Maddie for a second just to wait so that we can give some messages while we wait in line for the aura cleansings and clearings. And I'm going to jump to, oh, just kidding. I jumped down to Maddie where she says, any messages for me? So can we get any messages for Maddie? And then after Sylvia's back from Cindy, we can send her out to Maddie as well.
Okay, Taylor, I'm back.
Okay, perfect.
I just really quickly want to touch on with Cindy. I just want to make sure that you're doing okay. So I took some liberties with you, of course I did, because I've sat with you before. So your crown chakra was nodded up, so I took care of that. Yeah, your eyes beautiful yellow gold now. Also in the solar plexus area, I took care of that, and then you had some chakras that weren't spinning in the right direction. So again, those are my liberties I took with you. I went ahead and corrected those and lined those up. One really quick thing that, well, I just calmed you down. I want you to rest well tonight. That's what I want. So you're going to see a lot of blue. You're going to see a lot of blue. I just want you to rest well tonight. I feel like you need that. So please just let me know that you're feeling okay. I do quite a fast overhaul on you, dear.
Awesome, thank you. And then next up in line for an aura clearing is Maddie C.
Oh, okay.
Because we're just running through that whole family.
Okay, I'm on the way, Maddie C. I think I know your energy. I think you know mine, dear. So if you could just sit down for me, or just hold on to the counter or something, or lie down. I'll be there on just right about now.
Meanwhile, I have a message from Maddie. When I was tapping into you, there's a lot of stuff going on inside of your head. We call it psychodrama sometimes, because psychodrama are the things that your mind comes up with that makes you actually deal with and think about. And none of these things are actually happening at the moment. So this would be like a lot of the what if scenarios and stuff like that. So they're simply asking, hey, step out of your head for just a few minutes. If you're going to be in there, you're going to think so much because you have a very high activity inside the brain. So it shows that you're inside your head a lot. They're asking you to tap into your higher intelligence and to simply ask it to help you make the decisions, or to just know the right way on the different things that you're debating on, so that you're not standing in a place of indecision. Like, indecision is actually very sickening for us humans, just in general. Indecision causes a lot of illness because you stay still. So instead of going up or down, you're resisting both ways and you're staying in the middle. And we don't really progress very far that way. They're saying that you have a lot of different ideas. So I think this is your guide saying they give you a lot of different ideas or intuitions, different ideas and things to work with or things that you can do. And they're saying some of those you will miss because you're not taking the time to write them all down. And I know it's kind of hard to do that when they come in kind of at random, but use your phone or anything you can just to take a quick note and everything. Simply because when that information comes in, it does really stick out in our brain. But the moment that something happens here on this plane with us in your life, it takes away that attention. And then you have to try to recall what they told you. And that is very difficult. So take the time to kind of sit down, write all these different ideas down, all those sharp insights and intuitions that you're getting. And it will actually lead to something very productive for you. I hope that helps.
I heard rebirth equals growth. Remember, you are divinely protected. And then they popped in when Justin was speaking that you need to write them down in a journal.
All right. Liz, you kind of cut out after you need to write them out down in a journal. Did you say anything else? Okay, great. Then never mind. You didn't cut out. Okay. Perfect. Next up, we have Cool Run-ins that wants a sassy card. So your sassy card is, it's not everyone else's fault. It's yours. You are a grown-ass adult. Stop blaming others for your shit. So I hope that helps. And then Sharbra also wanted a sassy card. Yours is that project, that person, that idea is waiting. Get after that shit. The world has your back. So I also hope that helps. And then we have Justina. Justina is wondering if there are any messages for her.
Okay, so I've worked Maddie and the whole family over there.
Okay, perfect.
Lovely, lovely. Maddie, beautiful green. Of course, I took liberties with his wear. We sat together with the girls, and also with the husband. And I cleaned your dog too. And then I checked the four corners of the house in the lot, and everything looks good. And you should also try to get some good rest tonight, please, dear. You're going to bed way too late. Okay, so we're going to take you down. You're going to see a lot of blue, and then you're going to sleep really well when it's time. Okay, dear. Yeah. Very nice.
Justina, I heard it's all working out as it should.
Justin.
Okay. So for Justina, I got actually a very simple message, and it was just letting you know that everything is going to work out perfectly for you. What you're experiencing right now is your divine plan slowly unfolding. Everything that you are experiencing and getting ready to experience is about the new chapter inside of your life that is now opening up. Simply think positive and continue to manifest clearly for what it is that you want to experience going forward. So regardless to what you currently see, what you're currently experiencing, all the circumstances that you're looking at right now, we need to remind you that all of that is old news. You have already manifested these things. So at this point, this is when we begin to manifest the things that you want to experience. So kind of take that limitation away from yourself and say, okay, well, if this is what life has for me, I want to enjoy it to its fullest, and simply just manifest and bring all those things into your life that you would like to just enjoy. I hope that helps.
Okay, and then next up we have a sassy card for Alyssa R. And actually I ended up getting 3 for you, but they all tied together very nicely. So the first one is, you think someone is lying, they are. Stop talking, shut your mouth and listen. You are giving too many fucks, give 0. So I hope that helps. They all made sense in the order that they came out together for me, but I hope that that helps you as well.
Yeah, they did. So someone's lying to you. And so does it really matter? Nope.
Just listen to what they have to say and stop responding to it.
Yep.
Yeah, Taylor, can I just digress for 1 minute, please? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I knew I do whatever Taylor tells me to do. So, but, I just want to come back to Cindy. Cindy, very quickly. I've not met. There's a young man around you. I've not met. I've not encountered that energy. So anyway, I'm just going to put an offer out there that as important. It might be good to do a little clearing there, because what I forgot to mention was that there's kind of a transfer of some energy there. That's doesn't always feel so very good. So anyway, I just want to make that offer that maybe at some point we could do that. I've not met that energy, so that's all, dear. Thank you.
Okay, I'll let you know as soon as she responds.
Sure, thank you, dear.
Yeah. And then next up in our list, we have Kiana, and she would like a clearing and messages.
I would love to clear Kiana. I'm on the way right now, dear. I know you know what to do. You and your beautiful, well, you've got some blues and some greens. Okay, I'm on the way, dear.
I feel like what's about to come out of your mouth is going to be hilarious.
It tends to happen that way. I try to filter my guides just a little bit. Just a little bit. So Kiana, I actually have a message, and he says his name is Michael. That is from Michael. He simply says you should be using your considerable energy and skills to fix what you're currently experiencing. You are currently experiencing what we call the challenge from the universe. And whenever the universe challenges you, that to me, that really means that you're getting ready to evolve into your next level. And so it literally will test you to your max, will push you to that brink, to the point to where you're about to kind of lose your shit. That's kind of what happens. But what they're doing though is showing you that this thing that's bothering you so much is a matter of frequency, of energy. It is something that you have dominion over and you can actually change. When you stop for a few minutes, focus your awareness on the one issue. Stop worrying about all of those. Let's work on this one thing for this very moment. We're going to focus your energy right there, and then we're going to create new circumstances that surround it, and then we're going to create the result that you would like to experience. And we're going to only focus on the result that you would like to experience, even though the circumstances presented to you at this moment don't actually look like it's going to work out well. It always does. It always does. Everything always works out, and you're always going to be okay. The very evident and proof of that is you're here talking to us. So everything is going to be all and well. And he simply says, you have the ability to affect what you're experiencing. So allow yourself to kind of open up and start working on those things. He says, you know exactly what to do. I hope that helps.
And I heard, stay the course. Stay on that path. It's not feeling like you should.
All right. Okay, next up, we're coming back to Cindy T. She already got her aura clearing, but now she's wondering if there are any messages for her. And she wanted a sassy card too. So your sassy card tonight is don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you.
Okay, I've thought of a message for Cindy as well. They're simply saying the use of your energy. They're kind of going over that with you again, which kind of goes into what your sassy card said about not forcing it. It's like, don't actually force your energy upon anything, or it will actually change what you're trying to do. So you won't get the desired result that you would like. The best thing the easiest way to explain what they're trying to convey to me is to simply request what it is that you would like from yourself, from people, and from your scenarios or situations. And then simply command the energy to go in the way that you want it to, okay? Demands, especially of other people, are things that will cause a lot of negative energy between the two of you. Even if that person doesn't say anything to you, it still creates that vibe, that connection. And so just be aware that that's happening, because there's being able to command energy, and then there's demanding energy. One of them is allowing that frequency to move in the way in which you direct it, commanding the energy to do as you would like. The demands more or less come off to the universe almost kind of like a tantrum. And so those things only happen whenever you are not getting what it is that you want. So just be aware of how you're using your energy in that way. I hope that helps.
And I heard about almost word for word the same thing.
So I'm such a crossways here on Taylor. So, Karen, lovely. I've wrapped you up like a mummy, dear.
Perfect.
So you're cleared. I didn't want to say it. Your aura is and I've seen you a lot. It's a beautiful turquoise this evening. So it's quite lovely. That's the mix of the green, the blue auric states. Very dynamic, highly energized, and someone who's very influential. So which you are. So anyway, I've taken care of it, dear. Wrapped you up. Get some rest. Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. And then just so you know, Cindy came back. She said, yes, you can go and clear that younger male energy.
Okay, just want me to do it now? Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so can sit down then? Is that okay? Just take a breath for me, and I'm right there. Is that okay?
Yep, that's good.
Okay, very good. Tell Cindy if she wants to get on that, just sit closer. I'll make it wider. So I'll come.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, and then next up we have Yvonne. She said, any messages for me? And then she is liking the sassy cards, so she wants one as well. Gotta love the sassy cards. For you, I got, don't believe every shitty thought you have. Thoughts can be sneaky, lying bastards.
Okay, for Yvonne, I actually got that you are going through a few different things right now personally. You are going through an evolution, and this is affecting your spiritual gifts. They say you're witnessing and watching going through the transitioning of a lot of different souls. And they say this is happening whenever you are sleeping, just in general. So be aware that your guide is working with you to help you through those things at this very moment. You're also going through a transformation of your energy, moving into a higher realm of frequency and vibration. And so they say the light of your spirit is really bright right now. And so you may be attracting moths. And that basically means that right now, with as open as you are, you're putting off a lot of light, and there may be things that are attracted to you. So keeping your home cleansed at a high frequency is something they're asking you to do at this very moment. Anyone that you invite in or anyone that you were meant to help or invite will be able to actually come in through the stage or even reach you in your dreams. Your guide will lead them to you and actually help them with the whole transition itself. And so this itself should actually take a little bit of pressure off you, because you have to remember that you're not doing this alone. I understand that you've been doing it for, probably since you were born, because your gifts have been in there for a while. But when that does happen, use your angels and guides as aids. You can always ask your angel or guide to transition someone for you in the event that you don't feel up to it, or if your energy is off, or just something like that, especially if you can't identify the frequency. If you don't know that it's positive or negative, and you don't know if you should or not, then simply ask your guide. They will jump in a heartbeat and get that knocked out for you, okay?
I pulled an angel card and I pulled success. All your hard work is paying off and you will find success.
All right. Next up is Susan F. She is wondering, or she says, may I ask about how my first house cleansing will go?
The first message I got is you have all the tools that you need to perform this task. Just remember that you're not alone, that you walk with spirit and spirit is with you. Therefore, you will be protected. You simply follow all of your own normal protocols that you do in your home clearing. And that's simply to protect yourself, of course. And then you're going to want to seal up any portals or anything that's in there. I'm pretty sure you have the notes that we had from class so far as how to go about that. They just want you to go over your safety measures and do that first. And then we can feel that you're a little bit nervous about it. So another thing you can do is simply ask your guide to check it out for you ahead of time. And so you'll know what you're going into and what you're dealing with. And then from there, you can react appropriately, bringing the things that you'll need to do, the cleansing, to seal off the home, and all of those things just like that. And so definitely, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out. It's no problem at all. But for the most part, it's going to go perfect.
Yeah, I saw lots of angels there helping, calling your guides, put protection around you. Use those guides. Ask them. They want to help. Ask the angels. They want to help, but they can't help unless you ask them.
All right. Next up, Steve R. needs some advice. He says that the project he's currently working on has been an absolute grind lately. Should I jump ship and move on to another, or push on?
To me, it sounds like he's not doing what makes him happy. And you need to do what makes you happy. I wouldn't jump ship. I'd maybe take a break, maybe. And then come back to it when it feels right.
I completely agree with that. I almost got the same thing verbatim. What they're simply saying is the one that's taking up so much time and what the grind on it lately. Here's the thing. It seems really difficult. That's because you're right square dab in the middle of it. They're telling me you're about 70% of the way through this already. You still have a little bit more to go. However, it will pay off if you continue to go through it, but you can bring your awareness to a new project or different. Like, I understand that you wanted to push on or jump shift either way, but kind of see that. I want to say see that through, but don't put all your eggs in one basket there. Because it seems like it's only a component, one component to the whole. So simply allow that to kind of roll through. I hope that helps.
And the message that I got was actually just a song. It was by Andy Grammer. Gotta keep your head up. So.
Okay, Taylor, I'm back. I could
Okay.
I'll give you some comments, just very quickly, a couple messages to the young gentleman, Cindy, when you're ready for me.
Yeah, go ahead.
So first of all, so to the young gentleman, quite lovely, is a beautiful tan, which I don't see very often. It's quite rare, sort of like our magentas. Those are images for individuals who are very logical and also very analytical, very intelligent. When you do things, when you complete things, you do them very methodically, very foundationally. You build them brick by brick, mortar to mortar, which is very, very good. So you process every step, from 1 to 10 or 1 to 20. That's how you get things done, and that's what the tan is. The TED also represents that you're a very practical individual on this plane. You are, but you're also the type of person that tends to keep your feelings to yourself, which is not unusual with that color. Just manage that, right? Be on the right side of that, in expressing yourself, if and when you need to, or in situations where you shouldn't and couldn't. Also, the tans are again very detail oriented, very strategic in their approach to life, and they're often, but they're not the most patient individuals, which is fine. And they're all that. Just accomplishing tasks, you might sometimes get a bit frustrated if it takes a bit longer than planned. But don't be too hard on yourself, my dear. Don't be hard on yourself. And our tens love to analyze, learn. They like to understand the three-dimensional reality, that type of thing, the 3 days. A very strategic, I said, linear way of thinking. So it's beautiful, beautiful. So anyway, I clearly asked to take liberties with you because you're there with Cindy, and I corrected all your chakras as well, dear. So you might feel a little bit welling up or in your eyes, but it'll be fine. I corrected all of them, so you're straight in line up now, dear. So and thank you very much, lovely gentlemen. Thank you. I'm glad you're here.
All right, beautiful. Okay, at the moment we don't have any more messages or anybody requesting any clearings. So I'm going to put in a plug just for everybody to go and like all of our social media. It's the Partnership of Living Spiritual Guides. We have a Facebook. We have a YouTube, obviously, where you're watching this. So make sure you subscribe to our channel so you get notifications whenever we go live. We have an Instagram that I've been terrible about updating, but I promise I will make a post soon. We have a Twitter. We have a TikTok with some hilarious videos on it right now. So go and watch us dance around in onesies and go on a Facebook hunt and stuff. So go and like us on all of our social medias. And then Justin, I think, has a Facebook page for his as well, which is Healing Hands Holistic, right?
Absolutely.
So make sure you go and like that one as well. We do this every 2 weeks. We have also started a book club. So if you want to, when you're on our page, go to the groups and request to join our book club. We are in the middle of reading a book right now that we'll have a meeting about hopefully within the next week or two. I want to check in with everybody and see where they're at reading it. But make sure that you guys go in and add to that. We don't just read spiritual books. We are going to read all kinds of books. We're just going to vote on the next one. So if you just want to do something that's kind of fun and social, then let us know. And then I'm trying to think of if we have any classes coming up. Justin, do you have another workshop in the works?
There is another workshop in the works that won't happen until August, though. I don't have the date completely set up and everything. I'm trying to avoid the rush of go back to school.
Yeah.
So I'll get that set up, and then we'll get another workshop out there online for everyone.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, next up, we have Paul C. He says, hello all, any messages for me?
Well, I have a question for Paul. Can I just visit this all very quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Is that okay with him?
Oh, hold on. Wait, I don't know. I'll ask him.
Okay.
Paul, if you're okay with Sylvia coming to visit you and give you an aura clearing and look you over, just comment in the comments and I will send her out.
And no is okay too. I'll just a real quick clearing.
We'll see what he says.
Okay, dear.
Cindy says thank you very much. She appreciated it a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Love to all, dear. Always.
And then while we wait for Paul to respond, Jennifer Elaine, she would love a clearing. If you want to head out to her.
Okay, I will. That's a new energy for me, so that's exciting. And Jennifer, my name is Sylvia, and I'm coming in right now. If you could please sit down for me, dear. And you'll feel a chill on your back, and that is me. And I'm coming in right now, dear. Just take a couple of deep breaths for me. Thank you.
All right, so I have a message for Paul. The first image I got whenever you were asking for messages is almost like seeing a gentleman holding, it looks like a clear plastic bag that has this water in it. The water for me symbolizes the last of the emotional muck that you've been kind of holding on to. It's ready, you are basically kind of ready to let it go, but also worried about what happens when you let it go. So it makes it a little hard to kind of pry your fingers from around it. You have to understand that, especially with emotions that are unsettled, letting them go is going to be the best thing for you, because it's almost like an anchor. It's like you in place. So they're asking me to tell you to let that go and let that fall away. Let's create the new emotional experience that you would like to have. And they don't want you to limit yourself so far as the emotional experience. We want that emotional experience to be of course, the physical nature, and it can be of a loving nature. It can be of just creating friendships, a loving environment, the different things around you. It's time to make all the components that surround you work with you and for you. By doing that, you have to think a new thought, long story short, to feel a new feeling. And sometimes it's kind of hard to do whenever you don't feel like presently that those things are here with you. So it's hard to be grateful for something that's not already happening for us. But here's the thing, you must understand that life is created from the spiritual plane. Any and everything that you experience happens on the spiritual and manifests into the physical for you. And so it's funny because they have a lot of those sayings out there. They just don't say it in those words. So when you hear people say as above, so below, think about that. That's above is where you are creating from. And once you create, it manifests into your physical reality. So if inside of your mind and your energy is a higher realm, so to speak, because this is where you create those things at, you create those things to the best of your abilities, place those things out there, and then they manifest into your current timeline. And of course, a faster way to experience what you're manifesting is to be grateful for it ahead of time. It's almost like adding a jet fuel into your car. So you're just like, it'll get you there so much faster. So take the time to review any emotions or anything that just doesn't sit right with you, especially the things that are hitting you in the heart. Okay. All of us have different things that's happened to us with the lessons of unconditional love. Those are usually the hardest and most harsh lessons that humans learn, is the lessons of unconditional love. The lessons of unconditional love can come in many different forms. It simply teaches you to love without condition. And I mean, it sounds simple enough, but you have to think about it. A lot of the different love that we actually experience is all conditioned. Okay. And it's very, especially the things that you experience on the surface, it's very conditioned. And so I'm just going to use an analogy just real quick. And that's simply saying that, okay, this isn't true for everyone. This is a simple analogy. Like let's say unions or marriages and things like that. You become friends and you go through the dating portion so you can get to a level of unconditional love. If you're not at a level of unconditional love before you get into a marriage, everything is now conditional, because you have to understand now everything that you do and everything that you experience is shared with someone else and is judged by another person, and it has conditions. And so you'll have to look at that in a different manner. Look at that person as someone who is whole, who is an entire being having an experience all on their own, and love them for who they are, for what they represent. Every human is going to have good and bad. We are all creative, light and dark energy. So you must expect both of the same things to kind of show up. And when they do show up, you simply say, okay, that doesn't matter. I love you anyway. This is loving without condition. Allow yourself to be loved without condition. You don't have to change. You don't have to change anyone. You are loved unconditionally. I hope that helps.
Yeah, I saw you in a tracksuit just running around and around and around a track, hoping that you could, trying to get off this track and trying to figure out how to stop running in circles. And exactly what Justin said will get you off of that circle, get you off of that track.
Okay, Ted, yeah, I'm back from Jennifer. I'll comment when you're ready for me.
We are ready. You came back at the perfect time.
Oh, good. Imagine that, right? So, Jennifer, lovely to have you there. So the aura around you is a beautiful blue. You do have in that, of course, is the color of the throat chakra that rules communication and self-expression. You also say true lighter blue, which really is also indicative of an individual with natural expressive gifts and the ability to speak their truths, right? Someone who's very much that got a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. Others tend to rely on you to determine what's right without, they need to hear from you that it's right before they go and do it. So I feel like there's a lot of people that lean on you when you yourself as a blue, you don't need that. So maybe you even become a little bit frustrated with that at times, because you just move forward, make your path, and you go, you make your decision. Now, what I did do, which I think is important in all of this, and then I'll start off, is that so I did clear you. You had a block in your throat chakra, yeah. So what that means, yeah, is that you have something to say to someone. So I've cleared it. But if you have something to say to someone and communicate, you go ahead and do that. And what I'm getting from your guys, you've actually got 3 guys and you have a grandmother with you. And I'm speaking fast, but you have a grandmother with you, and she said, if I have something to say and you want to kick him in the rear, go ahead and do it, right? So does it make you feel better? So, but it's a lovely, lovely blue. There wasn't things in there I removed. So you're clear now. I hope that helps you, dear. You're feeling well.
Perfect. And then Paul said that you are good to go and visit him as well.
Oh, lovely. I've not done port. I think I knew who that is, so I'm on the way, please, dear.
Okay, perfect. And then Paul for the medium said, thank you. This has helped as usual. You are all fantastic. So if anybody else has any questions or wants an aura clearing or anything like that, make sure you comment in our little comment box. And we will get any guidance for you guys. Since we've gone through all of our people, if you guys have follow-up questions, if anybody has gotten a clearing that hasn't come through and said how they felt, or if they feel any different, or if the messages from the clearing helped, go ahead and post that in there as well. Oh, and I forgot to update everybody, unless Justin did when I dropped you guys. Did you talk about Charbo's update on the pendulum and the keys?
Yes, there is a comment in there somewhere. I don't think I told you guys, but we spoke about it. Let me see.
It looks like she didn't find them.
Yeah, they said they didn't find the keys or anything like that. They did comment on the work we were working on for Cool Runnings. We went and worked on him. He had a block in the throat chakra. He says the back of his neck is tingling and his head is really light.
Well, perfect. And then Jennifer says, thank you so much, Sylvia, and other messages for me. Greatly appreciated. Love you all. You are amazing. I got some chills and all the warmth. That is how we know for sure. Okay,
Sylvia
Steve
is
R.
amazing.
Steve R says, maybe one of you could share an interesting story about a clearing. Those are always fun.
I would love to tell you about my experience. Thank you for asking. So mine is going to be
First one, I chased a fuzzy basketball with legs around someone's house trying to catch it.
So I will tell you about a clearing that I just did. I won't tell you anything about the family, of course, because that's all private information, just in general. So one of the clearings that I actually went out to go and do was on a place where they had a lot of activity, like in our human lives and everything. There was a lot of wars and different types of wars that happened in this particular area. There's a family who moved out into this area and has been trying to develop like a home, trying to build a home and everything. At the moment, they're staying in an RV until all of that is ready. And they've been having a lot of paranormal activity so far as trying to decide on where they're going to put everything, getting things built. Random things just kept happening. And it got to the point to where they were basically about to kind of give up on building there. And they were going to lose some money just going through that in general. And so in a roundabout way, they found me. So I went down to go and do the clearing. And I'm just going to start at the beginning. I'm driving down the country road and I see this sign that shows me where the city is. It just points that way. I mean, the moment that I turn the corner just to turn going toward the city, all of the frequencies changed. All the frequencies changed. I got maybe a mile into it and my entire rib cage starts burning. I mean, like on fire. It's going all the way down into the hip. And so I open up, I go ahead and do my opening early so I can see what's happening and ask my guide, what am I experiencing? And to the right, there was what looks like a black man who was running, and the side portion of his rib cage was raw from being beat. And I felt his pain and he just kind of zipped by me because I was still driving. And I get up not even another mile, and before I could make it on the left-hand side, there is a white guy who is literally being like beat, like stomped brutally, almost kind of like by like a posse or a gang or something kind of like that. And I'm not even at the house yet. This is just driving into the area. So I keep going. I'm having the focus because I need to help those people, but I got to help the people I'm actually supposed to be helping just in general. So I carry forward and I get ready I finally find the property I'm supposed to be at. And of course it's out in the country. So it's a long drive up into the driveway and all that. The moment I pull into the driveway, it starts raining. I mean, like raining like awfully. Of course, I left my umbrella. I left my raincoat. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, guys, if I'm supposed to be doing this, can I get a little help? Can you clear some of this out? The people see me and they come and they greet me warmly. And there's an awning right there where the RV is. So we're not being rained on. I go inside the house and I greet everyone. And as I'm talking to each person, I do something called tapping your energy, which basically will read your energy when I tap you. So when I was shaking each one's hand, I got their energy readings and everything like that. While I was talking to the family, they were sitting down on the couch looking at me, and I could see out of the window that was behind them. And so out of the window, I see these really weird little black things like coming by, and they're not small, they're like huge, but to me, they're completely blacked out, almost like they're like tar covered figurines that looked like stegosauruses, just all blacked out. And there was 3 of them that were roaming out in the land. As they were roaming out into the land, I'm kind of surprised because I was trying to talk to the family and then I'm kind of stuck for a minute. And I'm looking out there and they're like, what are you seeing? And so I'm telling them what I'm experiencing. And the 14-year-old in the house, he kind of just gets a little like, what? Like a little excited. And so I was explaining to them what was happening out there, and the 14-year-old boy could actually see them too. He calls them dinosaurs. So this had been going on with him for quite some time. And so his parents didn't quite understand what was going on. So they were considering like to put him in therapy or something just to help with that. But when I saw them too, it was a huge confirmation for him that, okay, these things are really happening out there. And so at this point, the family is looking out of the window with me, and we're kind of talking. As we're talking, and I'm expressing to them what's going on out there, from the right-hand side, these little balls of energy start to approach. As they get closer, they unfold, and there's 8 men standing around the RV where we're at the moment. And I'm expressing to them kind of what's happening because I didn't know if it may be one of their family members or anything like that. Turns out it wasn't. It wasn't at all. So I tell the family, okay, well, give me a minute. I want to go out here and talk to these men and see what's going on, why they are here just in general. On my way out the RV, I glanced out of the corner of my eye at the father who was standing there, and there was a shorter old man who looked really dark, who was just attached to him, almost like within arm's length of this gentleman. And so we're watching him. I'm like, okay, wow, that's a lot. Talking to the younger guy, the 14-year-old, there was 2 children standing behind him. And so I was like, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to step outside and go and address what's happening out here. So I get outside and I begin to speak to the dead men who are surrounding the RV. The dead men are expressing to me that they are the original owners of the land, or at least 2 of them are. They come forth and introduce themselves, and the other 2 men standing beside them are both of their sons. And so they worked the land during that time. They expressed that the other men with them were the ranch hands who were working the property during the time that they owned it. They did express to me that they did not want anyone on the land because of that rift that was in the ground that those things were coming out of. And so they did express to me doing things that would scare the humans away from the property. They expressed to me that there were previous owners there, that they had enough paranormal activity going on for them to get them to leave and sell the land. And so when the new owners kind of came in, they were working on doing the exact same thing. And they expressed that this wasn't out of strife, this was out of protection. They had no idea where that rift or portal goes to or where it leads. And then they had never seen creatures like that come out of it. They expressed that that rift had been there since they were on the property, and those particular beings or creatures that were there caused a lot of trouble for their personal family. And so I called in my angels and guides, and we began to work on sealing up the rift or the portal there. After we sealed that up, we were able to banish the creatures back to where they came from, so they're not left there on the land. After that, I began to transition each one of the dead men. So I guided them into the light using my guide Cyrus. He helps me to kind of walk through those things. They went into the light without any resistance. They felt like their job was done. They felt a huge sense of relief, and the frequency just completely changed. Now the entire area, because the entire land has so much stuff on it, we had to do a clearing and a banishment of the grounds that they would be building on, just in general. So I did a cleansing on the earth, done a banishment of all of the energies or the frequencies that no longer match the vibration we're putting in, and to protect them from the rest of the land, because there's so much happening out there. People, souls would end up wandering in, and the same thing would kind of happen again. So we created a crystal grid that we took quartz crystals and programmed them and put them into the earth in all the corners of the property. And so I had the wife drive me around to the different corners of the property, and we dug holes and put the crystals in to create a grid around the entire area. And so once we place the grid around the area there, what it does is raises the energetic frequency within that grid. And so as we come back, me and the wife were driving back up into the house and everything, and we're going into the RV. The dad, who was had that little man attached to him, he just starts getting angry. I mean, angry. I mean, I've never seen a person get so angry so fast. And so he's like literally shaking angry. You know, I'm expressing to him, that's not you. That's the gentleman who is attached to you. He understands that I'm transitioning everyone, and he doesn't want to leave yet. And so at this point, the whole family is kind of watching us to kind of get ready to go at it. So we asked the dad to sit down, and he's sitting down. I begin to work on him to push energy through him to separate the spirit away from him. And it's very interesting because you can actually see the struggle happening within the gentleman's there. To me, what I saw at that moment is you see the head of the gentleman, and then you see something move back, almost kind of like it's fighting to snap its way back in. And so as I'm doing this, the dad is just like, I'm getting so angry. I'm getting so angry. And he says, I just need to grab something. I need to grab something. And so I was like, okay, calm down. Okay, just go ahead and grab me. He was like, because I've really just been wanting to grab your wrist. I was like, he wants me to stop. So I want you to go ahead and grab my wrist. Like, just grab me. And of course, everyone thinks that's rude, but I understand that just gives me a stronger connection. And so once he grabbed me, when I was looking into his eyes, you can almost see them change. It's almost like that spirit came to the surface just for a moment. And he was being very aggressive, almost to the point where he had a little growl. Like, it was very, very interesting. And when he did that to me, I simply smiled at him, which kind of threw him off. And at that moment, I grabbed onto him so he couldn't run away from me. And I began to do the banishment incantation, which removes him from the being, from the body of the gentleman. I did that, and there was an immediate change inside the father. The different damages that wields on a person when a dead person tries to jump you or to enter your body is it will mess with your internal organs. And so there's pieces of this gentleman that were almost highlighted to me, that because he was trying to hold on to anything he could, he was almost like kind of damaging him whenever that happened. After we got him separated, I started doing healing work on him, and I began to heal his physical body, his organs and stuff like that with healing energy. It was extremely interesting because this family has never really worked with mediums or energy or anything like that. So it was very surprising that he was he sat down and he actually let me work on him. And it was very interesting, his reaction to the energy, because never having energy work done before, when something like that happens to you, it's very eye-opening. And so he was extremely excited. He was telling his family, look, I have this little prickly feeling. I can feel it going all down my hands and running through me. He was very excited when that happened. So we got the dad taken care of. Next, I had to call over the 14-year-old who had the two kids with him. And so I had to ask him first, because since he sees dinosaurs, I'm sure he knows these kids are here. And so I asked him about it, and he vaguely kind of knew something about it, or he vaguely expressed he knew something about it. And I started to kind of talk to them, and it turns out they died in a fire is what happened. There were two attached to him. There was a little girl and a little boy who were both siblings. The little girl had passed away of smoke inhalation, so she never got burned before she even died. And the brother basically died trying to save his sister. And so in retrospect, the different things or effects it would have on the kid it was attached to is it gives him extreme panic attacks, almost like you're trapped in a place and you can't escape. This will make anyone have panic attacks. The inhalation of the smoke in which she died from, that echoing to him is almost going to feel like chest pressure or chest pain, almost like a suffocation for him. And he had random anxiety or panic attacks in that way. And so with the kids attached to him, he would continue to suffer the things that they're trying to communicate to him. Whenever spirits themselves are approaching someone for help, the first thing they usually do is show you their death scene, the way that they died. And for most of us, it scares the crap out of us because it seems like something bad is going to happen to us. But in reality, they're simply showing, hey, this is what happened to me. Now I'm lost and I don't know what's going on. And so I have them simply play out their stories to me and show me kind of what happened. And then I express to them that they don't have to stay here anymore, that they're free to leave, that their parents are waiting for them on the other side. And I asked my guide to open the light. And once we opened the light, two figures, silhouettes came to the light. And the silhouettes actually just simply offered their hands out. Come to find out, the silhouettes were their mother and father who came to take them on to the other side. Both kids left harmoniously and very excited to see their parents again. I'm not sure how long they have been here on this plane because I didn't take time to ask them. I simply wanted them transition to the other side. After doing that, a lot kind of changed for both the dad, the kid, and the entire family. I did do some energy work on the rest of them and put some blessings upon them so they were able to kind of go forth without worrying about what would happen next so far as any paranormal things. I got some pretty good feedback from them. A few days later, they did send me a message that simply says, hey, this changed our lives. This was hands down amazing. And now they're in a completely different state. They're in a completely different frequency. They're experiencing what they wanted to experience out in that big open country land where they can relax and just kind of be with themselves, and they can start to build a home for their family now. That's one I done just a couple weeks back. But it all worked out well. It always does. That I'm glad that we found each other so we could actually do that.
All right. So Steve says, all right, it's official. Story time should be part of these circles from now on. And it seems people agree.
That was amazing. That was just amazing.
I agree. It's amazing clearing. I'll stay with Paul and
Yeah,
even listen to that. That was very nice. So
go for it.
just let me know when you're ready for my comments.
Go ahead, Sylvia.
So Paul, I hope you're feeling better, dear. I worked on a lot of different things. Lines, close your eyes, I did a lot of different things. So I kind of worked you over a bit. Drink a lot of water for me. And you'll rest well tonight. I'm going to pull the shades down for you too. I've got quite a few of you I'm doing that with. So you're going to see some blue, and I'm going to pull the shades for you. Also, because you need the rest, yeah. Also, I have so your aura, well, let me check on that very quickly. Again, so clear that beautiful yellow. I spent a lot of time in the solar plexus area and the chakra there, clearing that. And then I have a message for you, dear, and that is be true to yourself. You can't please everybody all the time. So you have to be true to yourself and the person that you want to be. You don't have to conceal that or listen to the naysayers. You just be true to yourself. So, and bless you, dear. I hope that I hope I didn't light you on fire there. So I'll stay here the whole time. So just let me know you're okay, dear. Thank you.
All right, Sylvia, I'm going to send you on one more.
Okay, dear.
And it'll be your last one for the night.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's Letta R. She says, hello, thank you for inviting me into your circle tonight. I really value your insight. I would like a visit from Sylvia and also to know if there is anything for me. Messages.
Okay, so it's hello, Letta. I'm Sylvia. It's lovely new energy. So I'm coming to you right now. You can sit down, please, and just take some bless for me. Yeah, that would be great. And I'm on the way right now. Thank you.
Okay, so Justin, we have about 7 people that are now voting for like story time to officially be a part of Circle. So be sure you come with lots of stories every time. Same thing with you, Liz. And then I know Pam and Sylvia will have a ton as well. So we'll start building that in. I'm just going to revamp the whole curriculum, the whole outline of how we do everything. We'll add that back in.
And Taylor and I have just started clearing, so I can imagine they've been clearing for so long.
I have a whopping 2 stories total. No, I'm just kidding. My stories aren't interesting yet. Okay, so Letta R, messages for her.
That's interesting. The first thing I got for a letter R was simply to let your hair down. Sorry. Kind of to let your hair down, to relax a little bit. Like you yourself have a lot of really good energy, and you've got to learn to trust into that. We say trust into that because you can be shy or withholding from time to time, so far as opening up and letting your personality bubble and burst out there. People actually love you when you do that. Your guides say you're not aware of that tremendous effect that you have on people just in general. And they're saying, use this to your advantage. You have what they call, say that again? A very magnetic personality. You can bring people in the moment that you kind of open up and actually start working with that energy. So they're saying, don't be shy about expressing yourself. This is your authentic self. Let that shine through and let that be your story, the new life that you live just in general. Your guides are very excited. They're simply saying, you yourself you've come a long way, and there are things that are changing for you right now. At this very moment, allow those things to actually change, and they will be for your highest good. I hope that helps.
Yeah, I heard have fun. Life's short, have fun, enjoy. Yeah, Justin, when you were telling your story, someone slapped the side of my trailer. And I mean, I jumped. I mean, the cats heard it and I felt it. And I look, of course, there's no one there. I'm thinking, oh crap. Justin's got to Colorado now.
Right.
But I jumped because I was so engrossed. And that happens every once in a while. They'll slap the back of it. They'll slap the side of it.
Mm-hmm.
They used to shake the bed. They quit shaking the bed. I'm like, that's just annoying.
Yes, like no shaking the bed, y'all.
Like I was saying, I was getting ready to go to work and a bottle of water moved across my counter. And I'm like, okay. You know, before all this, I would have freaked me out. I was just like, okay, who is here?
Right.
Anything you want to tell me? And then I heard, I was getting ready to go to work. I heard angels watch over you. And my grandma used to tell us that every night when she put us to bed. So I'm like, my grandma is here.
That's amazing.
I guess I just was too busy rushing to acknowledge what she was saying to me until that bottle of water slid across the counter. I'm like, okay, I'm listening now.
He says, I have your attention now, please.
Definitely had my attention. The cats just looked at it. They looked at me like, what's up?
Okay, Taylor, I'm by. You let me know when I'm coming.
Yeah. Yeah, come on in.
Oh, good. Welcome, dear. So, you're also beautiful indigo. You've got indigo blue, which is also the color of the third chakra. That relates to intuition and inner knowing. It's also the second highest frequency, the second highest vibrational frequency on the color spectrum. And what that means is you have very deep intuitive gifts. And I think you know that. I saw dreams. I saw you've got several guides with you. You've got 3 of them with you. And you're experiencing someone that's at the bottom of that's standing at the bottom of your bed sometimes at night as well. So you've got quite a bit going on. But it's a beautiful color. So again, the indigos, of course, extremely sensitive to others' energy, very much in tune. They tend to know things before they happen, hear things before they're said. You finish people's sentences, you dream lucidly. You've got a lot of these things kind of coming at you. So I'm glad that you're here. Our indigos tend to operate very individually from a deep depth of feeling versus logic, because you know so much. I mean, again, you can finish sentences and you know things about people, and you're getting information and you're getting messages. So I would ask that you go ahead and start journaling and writing some things down. Also, so I cleared you. You felt a little bit chilly to me, so I warmed you up quite a bit. And I would like to see, so just quickly a couple messages, please. I'd like to see you, your guides have said this to me. I'd like to see you improve your nutrition. So think about what you're eating, please, and what you're taking. You might sit down and take a look at that and make a list and work toward that. And that's a request from your guides. And that'll help you to feel better. You won't be as tired. And then also, you have a close friend. You got a friend that you're wondering if they're being straight with you, if they're a straight shooter, and if they're being straight with you. And quite frankly, unfortunately, they're not. You do need to question it. So you do need to do that. It's going to be one of those gotcha moments. But you're clear. It's quite lovely, dear. You've got a lot of intuitive gifts. And very lovely. I'm very glad you're here, dear. I hope that helps you. Just please let me know that you're doing okay, because I did quite a bit of work on you really quickly.
All right. Thank you so much. So we are out of time. So since I started late, I wasn't able to write everybody's name down. So I don't have a drawing for you tonight, but Justin, I have some addresses that people gave me late to give to you. So I'll still send you some people to send some stuff their way. But I'm not going to do a drawing tonight. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. In 2 weeks, we will be running another live circle. So please come back and visit us. I think I'm going to do a fun post since we had story time tonight and people were all about it. And we did the aura clearings tonight, and that was new. I think I'm going to do a post of like, what else do you want to see or what else do you want to add? So like us on Facebook. I'm going to come up with something and post it hopefully tomorrow, but realistically don't look for it until Sunday because I know myself better than that. So I'm going to say tomorrow, but yeah, or even Monday, maybe check Monday. Go on and comment on anything else that you guys would be interested in hearing or us doing or anything like that. If you loved the aura clearings, tell us. If you love the story time, I already have a ton of feedback on that one, but still go on and comment that you love the story time. And we're going to maybe mix things up in 2 weeks. If that sounds good to all the mediums. I kind of just sprung that on you guys.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds
All
like
right,
fun.
cool. You know what? I'm just going to do this every time and you guys aren't going to know what happens. I'm just going to create it and just like, hey, surprise, Liz, you're doing this tonight. Justin, you're doing this. Pam, you're doing this. Let's go. Okay, cool. Well, I just said all of your names, so I'm just going to still introduce you, I guess. So we had Liz tonight.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it so much.
We have Justin.
Thank you guys for being here. I enjoy being a portion of this and having all of your energies and frequencies to contribute to the circle. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
We didn't really have Pam a whole lot tonight, but we have Pam.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'll watch the video at all. Stories? I really have to watch this. Thank you for coming.
And then, of course, we had Sylvia, who was going around and doing aura clearings tonight. Maybe next time I'll have Tara go or something like that. But thank you so much. We are all members of the Partnership of Living Spiritual Guides. Of course, we have more of us that just weren't here tonight, just a portion of us. But go like us on social media. We will see you in 2 weeks, and I look forward to your feedback. Bye.
Bye.